that really help. And then again, Mark explains it one way. Maybe you explain it a little bit slightly different than the way Mark does it. And then that allows someone to get in there. So I love it. So plus, it's for you as well. I want to make sure this knowledge cements inside of your head. And the best way to do that is to prepare it into some kind of a presentation format.
Perfect. Okay. We'll do. I'm on it. Yeah.
I know. I know another smart person when we hang out, Mark. It's cool. That's why we've been hanging out for like 4 or 5 years or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but you're saying she sees the matrix now. She knows what to look at. And she's starting to believe, right?
Starting.
It's kind of like Neo when he starts seeing the matrix, and you kind of like, oh,
was that 2 cats? I just saw 2 cats.
Mark, what you just said there is key.
Pretty soon the helicopter's going to be falling. She's going to be like, no.
Yeah.
Mark, we're going to rename Mark Morpheus.
Yeah.
It's Mark's job to get everyone to take the blue pill or take the red pill or whatever.
That was so fun when we did that way back when. Oh my god.
Mine must not be configured right because I keep going back to look at my M period and I have different M periods on NQ for Friday. Like my M period low.
I'll have to learn more about the M period stuff because I'm not completely versed on the verbiage for it. So I'll have to get my education on a little bit on that.
It's and correct me here if I'm wrong, Mark, but it's simple because all you have to do if you look at a 30-minute chart is the 330 to 4. That last bar, that's 30 minutes, the low and the high of those 30 minutes.
That's it.
Yeah, so we close
say it one more time for those who are half paying attention.
So if you're looking at a 30-minute chart, it's just that last bar from 4 o'clock, which is gonna run between 3:30 p.m. and 4 p.m. So it's the low and the high of that last 30-minute bar, because it comes from market profile.
Yeah, so on Friday that would be like 2683, correct?
26. Call it
Fridays.
2680. Just round
Friday's M period low for Friday.
Yes. Friday M period low is around 2680. Remember, you don't have to have 2 or 3 or whatever. Just round it to the even.
Round it. Yeah.
Right? And then go up to 2940/950 up in there.
2944 to 945.
See, my chart doesn't even have that. It changes.
So question just for me, what does M stand for in M period?
So it's A, B, C, D. It's just numeric.
Alphanumeric.
The time.
So it is an M period. So it's the high and low of that candle is the M period.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, simple.
And that's where price ended for the day. No matter what it moved, and then you're looking at, did it accept or reject the prior IB and range? Did we push out? So you're looking at it, and you're looking at the direction, and then you go back up and see above it or below it, where did the M periods end, and where did they lose, and where is most likely we're going to retest, and you can get to almost.
So the M period low of yesterday is low of day. Yesterday's low of day, and then something around 2472-ish, like right in there.
Yes.
Right.
I call it 2480.
So the big area of consequence and you can actually see in the pre-market how on NQ you can actually see how we wicked that particular level maybe 3 or 4 different times from varied sides. So that certainly looks like an area. And when we broke down from pre-market and at 7 a.m., that movement down initiated off of the M period high, yesterday's M period high.
Right? Yeah. Okay, we're accepting how the market closed.
So if we buy through yesterday's M period high, a reasonable concept would be the movement to R3.
Correct.
Because that actually puts us back to Friday's M period low.
Correct.
Our current R3 without is Friday's M period low.
You got it.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Mark last night, Thor, that I was
Big
expecting to
correlation.
wake up to us being closer to R3. That's what I was hoping we were gonna make that move during the night and then, be closer to R3.
The cool thing about it is it's just what gets you into the matrix. You know what I mean? I really don't care how, because all you could do is just use the cams, and all of this, you could have bought S3 without this morning with a target of R3 without. It's, it would be the exact same thing. Look, the buy came off of S3 without to the penny, right? Or not to the penny, but to the tick. Pretty close, right? Within a few ticks. So, I mean, if you just, it's kind of one of those things where it's, as long as you can accept the system, it will work. So now that you're seeing that additional piece of correlation, right? It's the toast, right? Theory of all small things. What was that extra element that you needed to see that kind of put it all together for you? Now that you're seeing it, now it's all correlative, right? M period low is yesterday's low, so we're going to test yesterday's low. But like 2 days ago, M period low wasn't at the low because it had rallied for quite a while. So that certainly does create something different. So it's really cool. But for me, it's like I just, if you went, like, for instance, if it lost M period low 2 days ago, that was a rejection, a retest and a rejection of S4. So and then it went into a trending breakdown from S4. So if you would have just shorted the retest to S4, you would have got a massive trending breakdown that went all the way down to what made the low, prior to it rallied into the 30-minute close or whatever. But really cool thing, but it adds a lot of validity. So maybe for our extra chart, we start using a 30-minute. And so I used to use a 15-minute. I guess I'm going to be using a 30-minute now for my 2-day pivot relationships. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's my main chart right now. It's the biggest one on the screen, the 30-minute.
I love it. Longer time frame. Remember, think big, act small. Right? We're making small movements, but we're thinking big, right? Don't it's like Mark says with, you say it right with the forest and the trees thing or whatever. But it's, it's very true. You know what I mean? If you get too micro on it, then you can't see the picture, the big picture. So this allows you to see, well, it's not about who bought 5 minutes ago, who bought yesterday, right? Who bought 2 days ago, who bought a week ago. Are we jigging them right now, trying to get them to do something? If so, are they doing something, right? And then that's the bigger picture, right? When you start thinking about discount, value, and premium. All right, well, now M low is our new, like, for instance, M low right now, is technically our discount range, right? So, but old discount becomes new premium. So if we sell through and under M low, then you're going to want to watch it reoffer. If it reoffers, it'll sell all the way down to S4, right? Because because technically yesterday's M low is in a buying range right now, but it's not at the low end of the buying range. It's actually kind of a little high. So we could easily sweep significantly lower, and that's why the technical play would on a wider range in this lower configuration would be to watch for a buy off of like 20,100 if you're using the DOS calc. What is it at on here? 20,100, right? Which is where our ATR low is. But if it rallies from here, R3,
Does y'all's chart go to like so like yesterday, Monday, at like the last 30-minute candle of the day, which is that like 15, I'd use military time, so it's like 15:30, which is the 4.
Isn't that like 3 something?
Yeah, going into the 4. My TPO chart goes all the way like to R. QR. So like when I am like at the final candle of the day, I don't have any M's down here. All my M periods are like for yesterday, my M period doesn't start till like 2680-ish. I don't know why that.
So you have something that's plotting it?
Yeah.
Or you're okay.
Which is a TPO chart.
Cool.
It's your TPO. It tells you that it gives you blocks, and it's what Mark uses.
Ah, nice. But so maybe there's a configure. Maybe there's a slight.
I know I'm reading this right. I'll have to work with either Mark maybe at another time. I just want to make sure I'm looking at this right.
So if you have extended trading hours, it just keeps counting. You just have to have marked hours only from 9:30.
Just change my data series. Okay, I can do that. Thank you, Mark.
What program are you using?
Trading View, and that's what it's doing. 100%. That's what it's doing.
You have to be just market hours, and then you'll see the M period stand out loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's it. I'll fix it.
Hey, Play the Pivots put out a wonderful little thing, Trade with the Market profile with a tutorial. YouTube put it in mentoring chat. So when Thor and I went through the pivot stuff, I didn't become super successful until I overlaid 3 things: profile, pivots, and VPA from what was going on the chart. Thor just sees it. I don't know how, but he does. And I'm
Autistic.
jealous as hell.
I'm autistic.
But I needed a little extra insight.
Sorry. It's true though. That's what makes it funny. You're like, oh great, I'm learning from a guy who's literally like a nut.
See if they buy from here again and hold above 58.20.
So what is the bias today? Market?
Oh, that's right. You're trading NQ, so you're holding above MP low.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Well, I did take profit off there, So yes, I was one of the buyers there at MPL.
So what is the bias today? Mark is the long and then short.
I'm getting used to this mouse. It's taken me like a couple days, but I really like it. It's one of those like ergonomic ones where you're like hands sideways instead of up and down. Because I was starting to that paired with boxing, my wrists were starting to get a little poppy.
Who makes it?
It's by Proto
Do
Arc.
you hear me?
It was on a TikTok flash sale, and I scooped it up. It was only like $20 or something, and it's amazing.
Okay, so NQ and ES are not tracking the same at the moment. ES has lost MPL, and we haven't lost it on NQ.
ES is reoffering to the same buyer that bought at 9:03, and they are buying. I just they just started buying right off of that same exact level.
Yeah.
So we've got an institutional buyer here for sure. The question is, are they setting them up, or are they happy with this and they're ready to start going? Because the market makers have probably been. There's been a lot of selling. I bet the market makers are pretty. I bet they're full right now. So I'm sure they would love to push the price up and offload a little bit. They don't. I don't think they're going to want to distribute as low as we've been going. I doubt they've got much left they can distribute lower. So they're going to want to run the price. So with the wide range today, could be a perfect opportunity. They could rally up to R3 and then let it drop back to S4 by the end of the day, and then tomorrow, kind of the same thing. They could sweep a little low and then go into actually they could even potentially reverse. The only question is, are they going to need to go to S4 on the month to do it, which on like NQ is still quite a few points lower than this.
Well, you and I both know they don't like to naked short.
Right. Yeah, they definitely don't want to get exposed like that. That's how market makers die.
Yep.
And I bet they're getting pretty choked up.
Yeah, because there were no buyers here. Somebody had to absorb it. as it
There's
was
something.
marketed.
Something just happened. Market shift with selling.
Yeah, I got stopped out break even. I'm out. But I see a lot of selling coming in. Mark, we're outside of yesterday's value again, so
Yep.
That sell was fairly well absorbed, but there was a slight market shift to the downside when it started. If selling continues from here, we likely sweep the lows. We'll go down like again. ATR low is at. Look at these beautiful ATR lines that an absolute genius I know developed faster than craziness. Look how it's sitting right here down here. If we get into a good sell, I would just love to see us bounce off of 2100. That rally could be something to hold all day, all the way back up to this ATR high near R3. We won't go too far below, right? But we have this nice wide range. So even though it kind of kills the play a little bit technically, because it's a wide range, I think we could have ourselves a really nice bounce off of 20,100. If we rally first here in the open and we get cooking, right? Then I would look for this to run up and kind of do the reverse. Get up here around R3, right? Let it bust session high. It's gonna drag the ATR low up a little bit, but that's no big deal because there's still enough width in it to get to a good target. Just kind of be patient right now because we did absorb that sell. So let's see what they do here at the open. The open will be a really big deal. If we go into a hard sell at the open, ooh, buyer. The buyer just came in.
oh man.
There they go.
Yeah, it was only 71. Okay. Yeah. Someone was trying to get out.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting a lot of selling again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They set everybody up with that little buy and then just sold
Yeah.
right at the top.
They'll probably go sweep ATR low at the open. If they don't, that would be. I mean, it's again. It just gives us the best. It also gives us the best RVR. Right. Part of the reasons why one of the reasons we buy S4 not S3 actually has nothing to do with where we expect to find buying, although it does. It actually has a lot to do with just ATR. You know what I mean? If we buy at S4 or down near ATR low, we've got a significant distance between here and R3. If we buy from here, that distance is truncated by almost a third. Right? So this is the other reason. This is the other reason why the cam. Sometimes we're gonna, even if it is a buy at S3 on a lower range, especially if the range is narrow, right? We would rather just let it go and get into the better spot. In this instance, the range is quite wide. So that's not that big of a deal. Here comes that selling again.
I moved my buy down to 5809.
I think they're gonna sweep and then buy.
I'll buy
Tesla's
that for $1.
Tesla's in a really gorgeous spot if that happens. 266 to 267 right in there. Cherry sweet spot. It'd be so good.
Okay, let's see what happens here at the open.
It could be such a rally. Where's S3 on the month? Still a little lower though. 260. The buyer's holding into pre-market is trying to hold into the open. What happens at the open will be a really big deal. Good Lord.
We still have the order sitting up 5830
Tesla's order book looks pretty
right
bearish.
at the
though.
top.
Be right back. Oh, never mind. So, okay. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, that's a lot of buying.
Come on, come get me. 5809. Come
a lot
on.
of volume coming in.
Come on.
Boom.
Moved it down to 5805. So 5809. Let's see if they get there.
Wow, is Tesla like all over the frickin' place or what? Oh my gosh. That's terrifying.
Well, there's S3. We do have a level at 5768 from before S4. I think that might be the buy.
Be right back.
Come on,
I'm
come
just letting this
on,
bad
come
boy
on,
sell.
come on. One more tick down, you piece of shit. Come on,
300 there.
come on. 5809, come on. I know we got orders there. Come on. Yes, got you. Next level 5800. If we keep going down. Not a lot below 5800, Thor.
All right. Almost all the way at AT. Getting down in the ATR now.
You're gonna hit that 5800 number? It's a nice round number. There's a gaggle of buyers there. But the bigger orders are falling away underneath it still. Shoot. We're getting a lot of absorption here.
We're at one of the we're near the ATR low calculation. So I mean it's a good spot. I got in the sketchiest freaking long on Tesla I've ever taken in my entire life. And it's working. But if this thing dumps, I'm gonna get burned. But
I want to see if we buy up from here.
come on, Tesla, let's go.
Hold there
Babe.
at 5804.
So AMD was long, but it did not give any chance. It manipulated the pre-market low and just launched.
I got long. I bottom ticked this freaking candle so crazy using a limit order because Tesla was chopping all over the place.
Yeah.
Holy
so
crap.
I clicked here and threw it and it just wicked and hit me and it threw my stop right there. And then after I got in, it was just like
Wow.
I was sitting there with like my hands over my eyes because the price was just going doink 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 on DOS, like because DOS started having a freaking knip, and I was like I wanted to throw up for a second watching the stupid price action on this thing. It actually still has me a little shaky, like just because the
Yeah.
price action was so wild, and I was like, ugh. So, but anyway, good Phil.
Yep.
Great, Phil.
Who's Phil?
You have your target out already?
Oh yeah, I mean I've 4-to-1'd it. I mean it's the target's still sitting there. If this sweeps low, it's a good stop. So far, anytime they're offering, someone's buying, so it's feeling pretty good. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. That's nice.
Come on. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm-
Come on, just a little further.
Come on, Tesla. Come on, come on,
Get that
come on.
401. You're there.
So what?
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yes. I also got filled on my NQ long I just took. Woo! Baby.
Okay, there was a large sell there on ES 58.21. Careful.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
We see if we want to go higher. That was a lot of volume went off there. Now we see if we run out of liquidity.
All right. All right, folks. Great. Now I hit a 4-to-1 target on Tesla and watch this thing go from S4 to R3 while I'm staring at it.
Good trade is always hard, you know.
God, I know. So good, so fast.
Okay, so we haven't been able to get back to M period high.
Loves it. All right. Let's go check out the NQ and see what we're up to. All right, so we just came back. $20,420 just found us a decent seller. The volume's actually not that big. They're offering right now. They're trying to get the buyer in. They're offering, giving them a chance right now. Ooh, a seller hit the offer. They offered to the buyer and a seller hit. Let's see if that absorbs. It kind of did. Interesting.
Came back and pushed off VWAP.
Ooh, they bought POC. That was VPOC on it from pre-market. NQ just bought
Now we're
POC.
back up to current POC though.
So now
We're getting stuff there at 2400.
is this ping pogging? Pocking? Ping pocking?
Pocking, yes.
We're pocking. Ugh, I
Yes,
hate
we
when
are.
we're pocking. Pocking ridiculous. If it sweeps lower here, maybe we'll go all the way down to S4 and give me a proper hit. We got close to ATR low, and I saw so much buying coming into the market. I was like, I got to get long. So that's why I got that nice NQ hit. But I'd love for it to sweep lower and do it again. Which ping pocking. We're almost S4 on SPY, by the way, is at 57729. So SPY is almost at S4. And we found bid here a month ago. So it's possible we'll find something good.
Yeah, we couldn't really go above open. And M period low. Gonna try it again. Let's see if we can squeeze up the M pairs, get right back up there. 58.24, wick just above it.
Order book on Tesla just went weak and is almost all the way coming back.
Nope, it dropped into price. We're going lower.
The most volume has come on a selling candle in the past few minutes. So, well, indecision actually after a selling.
That's a shame. I didn't want to change. Oh, we could read to it. What's that was very very choppy. I'll take this. Yeah.
Market is starting to sell a bit. And I'm not talking about abstaining from that's pretty funny actually. YM's almost all the way down too. Oops. Get out of here. Buyer just hit YM hard, Mark. I was watching YM and a buyer just crushed it right off of the ATR low.
I know, I saw right, it came back and tested the gap right there from the last buy. So we're getting buying. I think we finally found a buyer at NQ at about 65, 62 to 65. They could get overrun right here now, though.
They certainly could.
Okay, coming back to offer. They got to come back in right about here. They're going to carry it up again.
I opened a
Oh,
short.
they're trying to get people to come up, and there's a big seller at value high.
I tried a short
At
on
50.
Taiwan Semiconductor off of 180.
Right there.
So, but if the market squeezes, I'll probably lose this one. But with my Tesla win, I'll take this as a loss and it'll call it a day. I like YM looks like it's bouncing right now.
Okay, there's that big target at 400 again.
Are they building a book on top of Tesla now? I think it's going up.
To get back to 400. Come on, give me 400. I want that entry. Come on. Nope. Trying.
It's in the right spot. If we're gonna bounce, we're in the right area. We may still need to sweep a little lower, but I mean, this is the right area. I still can't say I liked that buy that hit like a few minutes ago, but the response to that buy was lackluster at best.
Yeah, there's no continuation off the first. They bought it at the fair value, but they're not getting any push through, Thor.
Yeah, it was a market buy too. It wasn't like they hit a limit order. Like someone came in and bought, but I mean, maybe it was
So
a short. Maybe it was a short cover.
We just hit another seller at 380. Can we get to 400? Got
Buying and
400.
coming into the Dow again. Be a moment of truth here. If they buy a premium on this little range right here, we should see some kind of response. If not, whatever. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. They're just not interested. Yeah, not interested. They're like, no, thank you.
Come on, go to 2400 one more time.
Jeez.
Trying to hold here. Lost it. At least I got one little entry at 2400.
Mm-hmm. Too bad AMD didn't get a little higher.
So we have a mini range going. Let's see on this next test if we hold again. This is going to be really interesting right now. Do we get below MPL? Or do we hold it?
Wow.
And POC just moved down.
Come
That's not a
on
good sign for
down.
longs.
This is what we've been waiting for. It's got to get down here if it's going to be a good buy. We need it to be somewhere where we can buy. So far, we haven't really been in a really good spot to buy. Finally, we're going to kind of get down here. Now, remember, now that we're in a good spot to buy, guess what we need? Buying. Right? We ain't got none of that. We're still selling.
Yeah, look at all that selling up there. They're just outweighing all the buying. Buying tried.
All right. We're fishing. You can't set the hook until you catch something. And right now you can't go short because even if it is selling, there's just not enough range expectation to the downside, unfortunately. But you can't pull right until we get a fish. So that's what we're waiting for now. The real hard part of stock trading, just like fishing, is you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You got to sit around for a while and wait. And unfortunately, that's not a whole lot of fun. But we're in the right area.
Does Apple's order book look interesting to anybody? Looks very thin to the downside.
I'm looking. So Apple's order book to me actually looks like kind of a bit more bullish, really, than bearish, but it's got a lot of selling. And any buying that comes through doesn't really advance the price very well. So it looks pretty weak sauce. So it's for me, because of just where it's at right now, it'd be hard for me to play. I'd want to see it squeeze up to near R3, or I can maybe buy it off of, a little bit low. Actually, again, maybe we go and start sweeping lows. We could get a hard sell down near S4 and then see if something happens.
Still selling on ES. Next level down that I have, Thor, is at 57.68.
On ES, I would like 57.70. Well, 68.70. That works for me. That's my S4 is 57.71.
I have a pretty good level there from before.
So that's what I'm waiting for.
Way before.
NQ has found a buyer in this spot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like quite a few times they've managed to find a buyer in here.
Correct.
So I just haven't seen the volume response from them yet to say we've hooked them, but it's a good spot. We have a buyer asserting themselves ever so slightly.
Oh, they're being overwhelmed.
It looks like the Qs are holding a lot. Well, they are. They're holding a lot better than the SPY. It's interesting.
That's not surprising, but the let's see. Let's actually look at the SPY.
Hey Thor, good morning.
What's up, buddy?
I did look at Tesla book map. As you can see, the bid and ask line almost like 50 cents apart, and bid and ask line on book map, there's so big difference. There's nobody buying on a limit.
I mean, we've had a lot of buying on Tesla today. ATR low is right at S4. I mean, if the market bounces, I think this thing's a rocket. I think but the problem is the order book hasn't developed to the top side. So they need more orders. But if a really large buyer comes in here, this thing is going to scoot. I mean, there are limits to the top side. They just haven't really laddered it very well. But I'm feeling the buying coming in right now. I'm not saying we're there yet 100%, but I definitely can feel like the some institutional players are starting to, like, right or wrong, now I don't know if we need one more hard drop in the market to get all the way down to S4 to flush it all out, or if this is close enough. Because there is a lot of buying. I feel so. What I'm reading here is, as we try and sell, our sell candles are getting downside wicks, and it started maybe at about 944. Almost every time we sold down, our red candle has a wick on the bottom of it. Almost every candle has a wick on the bottom of it. So it seems like every time we try and assert ourselves lower, someone's absorbing that price action. It's pushing it back up. Doesn't mean we're not going to go hammer them. I'm just saying, like, we're definitely finding buyers in a buying range. So. But I mean, they haven't initiated, though. Like, where's my big, like, selling? That's a lot of selling. But absorbed.
Just feels like we're not going anywhere. We get a lot of volume.
We're in a
anywhere.
yeah, we're in
Just
congestion
stay
right
right.
now. We've got stuff going on. Like, this is where it happens, right? So we're in an area where you've got multiple market makers and multiple institutional traders are all exchanging shares basically back and forth. Tesla just started selling like crazy. Get to
Yeah, Tesla's
S4.
tanking.
So if we got above the TPO POC, I think we can go
So,
on NQ.
so Thor,
Seller. They offered and a seller hit the offer.
Thor,
Yeah, we did. Oh man, look
Oh,
at
there it goes. Yeah. Well, let's see.
Thor, can you look at the mentary chart? I'm
It's
talking
going hard,
about
isn't it?
bid and ask difference on the book map. You can see the Tesla
It's
book
right
map.
here.
Yeah, let me pop over here. Just
So
one
I have a
sec.
posted screenshot in the mentoring chat.
Yeah.
You
there
can
it
do
goes.
that. So they were everybody selling at market order, and they were. I don't understand what's happening. Like,
Jeez.
All right, so
there was no buyer at all.
So the IB expansion 50% is down by S4, Thor.
okay.
On NQ.
I mean, I like it. I'm waiting for NQ to get down here. So Jag, on the what? So what's the question you're asking me now again on this?
Yeah, I was looking at a Tesla, and you can see that they were in the bookmark. I put screenshot in the mentoring chat, and bid and ask line. I mean the price. There was nobody buying at all. You see that it's all red bubble. That means they're just selling on market order. So there was no buyer at all. So that's we can predict, or is something lagging something like.
So you can see here that there's these green bubbles, but notice the green bubbles aren't moving the price up.
Okay.
Right? So that's absorption, right? And we know something's going on because anytime we try and move up with volume, we don't go anywhere. And sure enough, that's what that order is. It's an iceberg.
Okay.
Right? So we call these iceberg orders, which is an order that is they're holding it off the book
Okay.
because they don't want the market to know how much size is there.
Okay.
Right? So because if the market figures out how much size is there, right, then the market's gonna do like crazy things.
Okay.
So and it'll start selling. So what ended up happening, right, is the market, as we're absorbing here, notice how the green dots cannot make the price move up,
Okay.
while the red dots easily make the price fall away from the price,
Okay.
even though they're smaller.
Okay.
Right there. So this allows you to see that we're absorbing here and distributing into the weaker bids below. Right. So now, as soon as that big order comes on, the algorithm goes, because remember, they're hiding it from the algorithm.
Okay.
Right. So as soon as that big order comes on, the algorithm goes, oh, hell no. Wow. And runs straight down into the large bids. Right? Because if the algorithm is going to settle that selling order, they need to buy, right? The algorithm needs to accumulate. So now the algorithm is going to dump down into the bid, grab all of these orders down here, and then go up and hit it,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So that's what was going on there.
Hey Thor, what does it mean when the green and red line diverge like that on the book
The
map?
spread. Best
Oh, okay,
offer and
okay.
best bid. That's the spread. So that's why, like, you got to be really careful, like on tickers. It depends on how zoomed in you're in. Sometimes it looks more aggressive than others, right? But that's if you get a bad fill, this is one of the reason why we're looking for tickers that kind of have that, that tight, that's really close to each other because it helps you, eliminates slippage.
Gotcha.
Get on down here, NQ. He's on down the road. We're getting some serious absorption right here. I just wish we went, right at ATR low too. So I'm gonna go to the fresh drink. Well, this shortened TSM that I took, although widely placed, is working. More selling. See how that, oh, that was really low volume. We just sold lower. As we sold lower, the volume was really low. If we buy up here, that was really weak on the sell. It's hard to imagine they're going to get to go lower than that on that kind of volume. That bought right up. They offered discount. It was bought 1, 2, 3 times, but they've sold off of premium 4 times. We have a bearish FVG to our top side that needs to be broken. That keeps being sold every time it's offered. We're offering bid now, selling at the bid. Not good. Absorbed. Buying at the bid.
No,